Obviously, with NHL training camp starting today, you're gonna get some juicy stuff, and that's exactly what we got right off the hop from Steven Stamkos. Obviously, captain of the team, maybe the best player in franchise history. Hey, his contract's coming up to an end here, and a lot of people have already started the rumor mill of, oh, he's going home to Toronto, he's going to Montreal, he's going to Detroit, Buffalo, Phoenix. Look, I'm seeing everything. But what I'm not seeing is people saying he's staying in Tampa. And in his interview this morning, he seemed, honestly, heartbroken that they haven't even had talks about a new contract extension with the Lightning over the summer. Now, look, obviously, this is a business and Tampa is cap-strapped, so it makes sense that they might not want to re-sign a guy who's in his mid-30s and who's going to command big money in the free agency market. But to not even have contract talks with him to let him know where this is going? Ouch. To be honest, I've been disappointed in the lack of talk in that regard. So it was something that I expressed at the end of last year that I wanted to get something done before training camp. Okay to discuss during the season? I'm ready whenever, so I guess that was something that I didn't see coming, but it is what it is. Like I stated at the end of last year too, I would love to extend and play here and finish up my career here, but that's out of my hands. I can't write a contract for myself. That sounds like a guy who's almost desperate to stay in Tampa, and why wouldn't you, living in Florida? Come on. But like I said, all the comments are pretty much linking Stamkos to a different team. I mean, he's collecting them all down there in the comments. But Lightning GM Julien BriseBois had a really interesting response to this. Yes, he mentions that him and Stamkos have a common goal of bringing a cup back to Tampa. That's the objective. We know that's just, typical hockey speak, but this is where it gets interesting. In order for us to do that in future years, we're gonna need to spend our cap dollars as wisely as possible. In order for me to do that, I feel like I need to gather more information. I need to see how this season plays out. I need to see how the pieces of the puzzle fit this year. I need to see who steps up and is able to handle a bigger role. I need to see how the team performs, and after the season I will have gathered that information, and then I'll be in a better position to have a clearer picture of what our puzzle looks like going forward and what roster needs we might have. And then how to allocate that cap space in order to build the best roster possible, not only for Steven to remain with the Lightning, but for us to stay Stanley Cup contenders year in, year out for the remainder of his tenure with us, and hopefully bring the cup back to Tampa Bay. Now, the reason this statement is so weird to me is because that first half really seems like, oh well, we want to see how this season plays out so we can see if anybody can be like a proper replacement for Stamkos, if anybody can step up and kind of take over his role so we don't need to re-sign him. But then in the second half of his statement, he really makes it look like he wants to try to do everything possible to keep Stamkos long term. Just weird stuff in that statement. And again, this is a business. Obviously, it's not going to be Mickey Mouse kumbaya. Oh, Stamkos, here's what we're doing. Do you want a contract right now, even though it doesn't make sense for us? No. Obviously, it makes sense that he hasn't been offered a contract yet. But for a guy who's been the captain of your franchise, he's been pretty much Mr. Everything and done so much for that franchise ever since arriving there in 2008. I think you owe it to him to at least keep him in the loop about what's going on. So for Stamkos to come out this morning and be pretty much perplexed and look kind of heartbroken about this situation, I think that's why this is going viral, because everybody's kind of like, whoa, this is how Tampa's treating one of its biggest legends right now? Oh, I don't know about this one. Hopefully they can figure this out, but if not, hey, I know they were Florida rivals, but seeing a Stamkos-Huberdeau connection be pretty cool. See you in the next one. Peace out.